This is Midvale second grade and our discussion about our PLC goals. So the baseline data that we use to determine priority-based areas of focus were based on the trend data from the fall of 2024. We identified the 41st percentile as a key indicator of projected proficiency on the OST. To align with this benchmark, we reviewed our students' performance on the fall MAP assessment and counted how many students scored at or above the 41st percentile, as this has historically correlated with achieving proficiency on the state test. In reading, we had 38 students or 57% score in the 41st percentile. In math, we had 49 students or 73% score in the 41st percentile. The adult instructional strategies that we implemented to reach the goals were: for reading, we used our Wonders curriculum. We continued with our fluency passages and Orton Gillingham. We did a new weekly poetry homework. We still did daily 5 rotations, which is small group rotations. We have IXL skill plans, and we introduced novel studies. In math, we continued with Khan Academy mappers and the IXL skill plans and the fact fluency. We did some small group instruction. We used Magic of Math, which is actually grounded in modeling and the gradual release model, and reinforcing concepts with games and manipulatives. We did number talks and always had a problem of the day, which was a consistent focus on story problems. How did we collaborate efforts and impact student outcomes? We planned our units together. We shared our strategies for high achievers. We discussed next steps after major assessments, created a phonics resource folder for low kiddos. In ways that we communicated with those high expectations, we did a weekly check-in with their fluency passages. We had that mid-year map result and goal setting with students. We did have some unexpected findings. Mid-year reading map scores were very high, but the spring scores did not see an equal amount of growth, and we think maybe possible reasoning we discussed could be snow days. Obviously, we had several of those. And the differences in the test, the K2 test versus the 2-5 test, and then the focus taken off of reading and put more on math. The successful things we're most proud of, watching our non-readers become readers. And we just feel like we have hit our stride with the Magic of Math curriculum.
So in conclusion, looking at our goals, our goal 1, which was ELA focused, was for 70% of students to be proficient or higher, 41st percentile in reading by spring map testing. And we used our Wonders assessments, winter map scores, fluency levels, and our Orton Gillingham assessments. And as a team, we had 76% of our students score in that 41st percentile on spring map. So from this process, we learned that our team approached Wonders curriculum in a variety of ways. Some teachers implemented a daily 5 structure, others allowed students to work at their own pace, while some followed a more traditional whole group instruction model. Despite these differences, all approaches aim to build strong reading habits and comprehension skills. After analyzing the winter map data and seeing how well our students performed, no major instructional adjustments were made, as the results validated the effectiveness of our methods. As a team, we continued utilizing the Wonders curriculum because it supported growth by consistently requiring students to return to the text to find text evidence, fostering deeper comprehension. In addition, incorporating novel studies proved to be a powerful strategy. These studies not only reinforce the targeted standards, but also provide students with consistent practice engaging with more rigorous texts. Through novel studies, students expanded their vocabulary, encountered rich figurative language, and developed a stronger understanding of how characters evolve throughout a story. They also provide meaningful opportunities for students to make text-to-self and text-to-world connections, enriching their overall reading experience. Our second goal was math-focused, and that was for 80% of students to be proficient or higher, 41st percentile, in math by the spring map testing. And that was monitored by quarterly assessments, our Magic of Math assessments, and standards checks, and also using Khan Academy and our other resources like IXL. So as a team, we had 78% of our students scoring in the 41st percentile on the spring map, One key takeaway from this process was the value of using quarterly assessments to guide and refine our instruction. While the district does not mandate creation or administration of quarterly assessments, our team chose to design and implement our own. We found this practice to be highly beneficial as the assessment data gave us a clear picture of which standards students had mastered and which areas still needed support. These assessments highlight specific weaknesses across the grade level, allowing us to identify trends and gaps in understanding. This data-driven insight helped us move beyond general observations and make intentional instructional decisions tailored to student needs. As a result of the data, we made several significant shifts in our teaching methods. Initially, many of us were relying on small group instruction to differentiate and target student needs. However, after reviewing assessment outcomes, we found that a shift to whole group instruction strategically paired students matching higher performing students with those who needed additional support led to more productive discussions and peer learning opportunities. Additionally, for students who had already demonstrated mastery of certain standards and were ready to move ahead, we incorporated Khan Academy mappers. This allowed those students to work independently on targeted skills aligned with their needs and readiness level, while we would continue providing support to students who require more direct instruction and reinforcement.
So moving forward, looking at what we would like to prioritize and adjust as we move to the next school year to foster and contribute to our PLC's tight alignment and focus on getting students to perform at the highest levels of the rubric. In math, we would like to create level 4 assessments for our high math students to assess the knowledge of third grade math a little bit better. Some of our students come in already knowing the second grade content and need that push into the third grade content. We would also like to look for potential time to create a spiral review day for math. Right now, we do not feel like there's currently enough spiral review for our second graders to maintain an understanding of the content. And then in Wonders, we would like to continue to organize and become more confident with the Wonders curriculum. We felt like we did a good job for what we had this year, but we definitely could improve on some of the organization and just becoming overall more familiar with it. We would also like to align our pacing guide so that we could have more novel studies in order to create a greater push for our high students. While the Wonders curriculum does a great job having students go back and look up answers, we really didn't feel like it did a great job giving them that really rich text and figurative language, things like that. So we really felt like adding in more novel studies would be the way to go. We practiced this a little bit this year and found some great success, so we'd like to continue doing that. Also looking at our district-wide goal, the goal was 75% of students will maintain or improve their spring achievement percentile in MAP from the previous achievement spring percentile. So we did not hit this goal. We got close in some areas, but again, we didn't meet it. So in reflection, we just want to continue to foster student ownership, provide clear expectations, and celebrate student success. We will also co-construct goals with our students and consistently provide feedback and support on those goals.